Hey guys, Dr. Dave here. There's a new movie that came out on Netflix called Triple Frontier. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest you go see it. Or not go see it, unless you're just going to your living room. But I highly suggest you watch it before you watch the rest of this review. Because I'm going to give you some spoilers. I'm going to spoil the crap out of everything with this movie because I want to give you some lessons in my big life analysis of the movie. Now, what I want to do is tie this into what I do for a living, which is I design escape plans. I help men who are mostly over 40, who are stuck in corporate jobs, escape that. Escape the soul suck, the daily just gut-wrenching feeling of going to work, so that they can actually do something that focuses on their passions. But I do that in a way that they don't go broke, they don't lose their wives and kids and car and everything else just because they left a job. I help them escape in a good way so that they don't have to go back. So, Triple Frontier is a Netflix-produced movie that debuted this month, March 2019, starring Ben Affleck, otherwise known as Batman, otherwise known as the guy that was married to Jennifer Garner, otherwise known as the guy that is Matt Damon's best friend, I suppose, and Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam, you probably most know him from Sons of Anarchy, and I loved him in that show. But I like him even better now that he's branched out from that. He's done some pretty cool stuff. But the movie's about a group of former Special Forces soldiers who bring the old gang back together to rob a South American drug cartel boss. The kind of thing where you rob once and live the rest of your life in relative comfort and ease, although you might at any point be pursued by drug dealers across the world. That kind of a movie. So despite bad reviews from a lot of my friends, I actually enjoyed the movie. I think part of the reason for my enjoyment is based on the fact that the entire movie symbolizes the struggle that I help a lot of men with. I tried my best not to pay close attention to the military and the tactics in the movie because I got to be honest, if you pay attention to that, you'll absolutely hate the movie. Also, if you're a mountain climber or a trekker where you like to go long distances in the mountains, on glaciers, things like that, you will also hate the movie. So don't pay attention to any of that. If it'll bother you too much, don't watch the movie because you'll try to pick it apart. So don't do that. But I've got a bunch of clients that are in similar situations. No, not a bunch of clients that are trying to take down drug lords, although a few of them might be. But most of my clients are just stuck in corporate jobs, in dead-end positions in life, yearning for something more. And that's what this movie is really about. So for a few, brief moments, let me remind you again, try not to critique the movie if you were ever in the military or enjoyed mountain travel. Because otherwise you'll realize that the movie should have ended much more like the movie Alive than like the TV show Prison Break, where it's just all happy and you're on a beach in Mexico. So let's dive into a few lessons we can learn about careers in life from Triple Frontier. Number one, always have a plan B for everything. What happens if all of a sudden you can't do what you want to do for a living? It could be anything, an injury, a forced retirement, you get laid off, the economy falls apart, your income or your family changes, or anything else. Always have a plan B, whether it's a side hustle, whether it's something that you can turn into money somehow, but just always have a plan B, whether it's that corporate job that you hate, or it's that thing you're doing that you love, just be ready just in case. All right, lesson number 2. Be careful what you do when you find yourself yearning for more. In the movie, there are several characters that are in places they absolutely detest. One of the characters, the one played by Charlie Hunnam, actually still works with Special Operations soldiers, but hates what he's doing. He's just very disenchanted with what he's doing. A couple of the guys are actually doing things they love, but they were just so disenchanted because it didn't fill that void that they had. It didn't fill that need. So you've got to work hard to find something that fills that need, but be careful. Be careful what you do there. Be sure that you do something that matters. Ben Affleck's character in the movie was selling real estate. Now, I've got a lot of friends in real estate. That seems to be the go-to profession for most guys that I know around here, whether it's at church or anywhere else. And they do awesome, and they love it. They love helping people find good homes, helping people sell homes so they can have some money, and they absolutely love it. But Ben Affleck hated it. Not only that, he was pretty horrible at it from the brief experience we had in the movie. So be sure you find something that matters. No matter how much real estate he sold, And I have a feeling no matter how much money this character made from selling real estate, he would have never been happy doing that. Always try to properly identify your specific trouble points. So, for example, you could have asked each of the characters in the movie this question: I'm having trouble adjusting to life without blank. In other words, what is it about your life that you're having trouble adjusting to things because of? What is missing? What is that specific trouble point that makes everything you do and everything you want to do just not worth it, or just this constant total feeling that you can't get there, that you're never going to get close enough to actually achieve true happiness and success? Also, be careful when you find yourself replacing your old lifestyle with something dangerous or potentially addictive. Many people use this as an escape mechanism. It's not always bad when you do this, but you have to be really careful that it doesn't take over. One of the other characters that played Charlie Hunnam's brother in the movie was a mixed martial artist. He was into cage fighting, and from the way he talked, he was decent. He didn't mind getting the crap beat out of him or doing the opposite to the opponent every night of the week. But if you find that you just crave that, and it doesn't matter what happens, you don't care if you win, you don't have any plans with it, you just want to get in the cage and try to hurt somebody to get some of that anger and frustration out, that's when it can become a bad thing. I find a lot of guys that need escape plans often find themselves addicted to gambling, addicted to porn, addicted to the thrill of having an affair just because of the adventure and the danger and the things like that. And it's not even about sex anymore. And so it's a very dangerous position that you find yourself in when you're yearning for something else and you're trying to replace your old lifestyle or replace the things you can't change with something that doesn't quite fit. So be very careful with that. And as far as the affair goes, and the drugs, the gambling, things like that, don't even try it. If you, for a second, think it's something you could get stuck in or addicted to, just don't even try it the one time. Because you're going to find yourself wrecking your entire life and also affecting a lot of other people and wrecking their lives as well. So next, your life will completely go awry if you lose your focus, change your rules for bad reasons, or betray your values. Ben Affleck's character is a great model for this negative cascade of events. He was an awesome guy doing his job. But you can see a moment in the movie when they're in the cartel boss's house, when the time runs out, and then later on when he wants more money, and then later on with other aspects of the mission, you can constantly see him bending his rules and changing his values, all for the sake of getting rich, of getting this one score. So you have to be really careful with that. So there's a lot more lessons I could impart from the movie, but I'll finish with just one more. Ben Affleck's character was the one in which I saw the most evolution, the most change. I wouldn't even say growth. I would definitely not say growth. I would just say the most change. In fact, he's a poster child that represents many of my clients in that he possesses an amazing skill set that he just can't find a place to apply it outside the realm of his original job, which was Special Forces soldier. They never quite said whether they were SEALs or Army Rangers or whatever, but it's a Special Forces soldier. He could never find something to replace the way that his skills were used. Now, I got to be honest with you, the skill set he had, he could have used in real estate if real estate had mattered to him. That skill set could have done him well in leading his family and his marriage, in leading them to happiness and success, but for whatever reason, that didn't matter enough to him. I guess he needed the danger and the adrenaline rush. I'm not sure. But the thing is, he had an amazing skill set. And he just couldn't quite figure it out. Because of this, he ended up in a job he hated, divorced, running around in the jungle, stealing money, and murdering farmers. And see, folks, lesson to you kids, that's what happens when you don't apply your skills. You end up murdering farmers. Don't murder farmers. It's a bad thing. So I really hope this isn't going to be you as well. I also hope you don't stay in the position that most men do. That you don't go off after a drug lord in the jungle somewhere or in the woods or near your house if there's a meth dealer or something. I mean, it's not worth the risk, usually. But most of all, I hope that you're not like most men, where you stay in a job that slowly corrodes your soul and steals your happiness. Don't do that either. I really, really hope that you don't do that. See, my job is to help men create escape plans so they can move away from lives like that without sacrificing everything to do so. You see, after all, there's not much point in escaping if you have to go back to it because you run out of money or you need health insurance or whatever it is that is holding you in that job. See, that's what happened at the end of the movie. I mean, we could debate that probably, I guess, but to me, I think what happened at the end of the movie when they gave away the money is that each one of those men just went back to their crappy job. They went back to the thing they hated because they were comfortable there. They were stuck. They got by. Maybe they had good health insurance. The pay was probably okay. Maybe they had some kind of a pension. I don't know. Insert the reason that keeps you in the job that you hate so much. And I'm sure one of those characters on the movie could fit that reason. And see, that's what you have to pay attention to. Think about why you're stuck. What it is that keeps you there. And see, that's the kind of thing I can use to help create an escape plan. To replace that, whether it's income, health insurance, anything like that. Create escape plans that will actually get you out and into happiness without wrecking everything. And also, most of all, sometimes for many of you, an escape plan that keeps your wife happy and doesn't activate that security button that she's got that will keep you stuck sometimes as well. So, like I said, now that I have possibly ruined all the spoilers for you, go watch the movie if you haven't. Maybe now that you've seen this review, go watch the movie again and think about it from that point of view. And one final thing, though, just in case you haven't seen the movie, I did announce several times that I was going to give you some spoilers, and so Ben Affleck dies. His character dies in the movie. So if you didn't take my warning, there it is just again. So go watch the film again. This is Dr. Dave. I'm glad you tuned in, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Yeah.